More on this, we have Dr. Sumit Susilan, aviation expert, joining us. He's also the world's youngest aviation author by the World Book of Record. Thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. Of course, safety of the passenger is paramount, but how unfair is it for the poor flyer to bear the brunt of these unforeseen circumstances?
Yeah, thanks for connecting. I would like to say that this is because of the demand which is raising day by day, and especially right now because as you compare Delhi Bombay flights, it's because of the elections. You can see that because of the election, there are a lot of VVIP operations are happening in Mumbai airports, Mumbai, Pune, or you can entire Maharashtra. That the reason flight tickets are very high because there's only one runway which is in Mumbai, and most of the time when the runways are occupied, the airlines have to divert the flights. So this is one of the reason why the Mumbai flights are very expensive currently. And if you compare, because of the weather over there in Delhi, the flights are getting delayed and making the major hassle for the passengers.
Right. When we talk about smog, of course, that is absolutely synonymous. Smog issues are synonymous with the winter season. There's no escaping this problem. How do we get to a middle path where the passenger doesn't have to pay through his nose?
See, it's always the airlines always suggest the passengers to book in well in advance. This time, if you compare from the last year, the cancellations are very less, but you can see the major mergers is happening in airlines like Air India Express and Air Asia got recently merged, and yesterday only the Air India and Vistara merger happened. There are a lot of hassles going on in the airline side, whereas because of merger, there are some cancellation happened, and the flights are also getting delayed. So I think the passengers should, pre-plan the flight bookings, and there are some travel agents, they have a liberty to book tickets in bulk in advance, where they're blocking the tickets, and because of the peak season, they are doing these things so that they can make packages and sell off this.
Right. Are the passengers being informed way in advance? Is it that the passengers reach the airport and that's only when they come to know that there's a flight delay? Or are they made to wait endlessly, perhaps at the airport, and sometimes, most of the times, inside the flight itself for hours? I mean, this has been something we've seen year on year that seems to be getting only worse. Passengers, taking to social media, talking about how they were stuck inside a plane without water, without any sort of facility for 8 to 10 hours. Why can't the flights finally, get their act together instead of keeping people inside the planes and, have this outburst on social media with, authorities getting involved. And, we've seen something similar happen even with hoax calls and, where the passenger again was bearing the brunt of this.
Yeah, it's happened once in a million when we are, boarding the passenger and making them wait. Nowadays it is not happening because the ministries and the regulatories are very strict nowadays. The passengers are getting the information well in advance. They are getting SMSs for the delay if happening, but there are some technical snacks which happened just before the pushback and takeoffs. So that delay can't, we can't sort out that type of delays. But yes, the passengers are getting the information well in advance right now.
Right, the wedding season is upon us. Christmas and New Year's is not too far away. Schools and colleges will break for winter, which basically means that it's going to be peak season when it comes to airlines. And when we throw fog into that mix, basically it's the worst time to fly. The prices of the tickets are already on a high, because the demand is so high. How can the, airlines factor in such measures when it comes to these unannounced, issues, these emergency issues that crop up every year on year as far as the winter season is concerned?
Nowadays, you can see a lot of airlines are now using long-haul aircrafts, which have a capacity of around 350 passengers and all. So nowadays, even the ministry is pushing them to operate more long-haul aircrafts in these routes like Bombay, Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, or Delhi, Bangalore, because these can, cater more and more passengers in one go. The flight tickets can go down. Okay, then fuel, definitely the fuel consumption will be less compared to that. So I think the airlines are still ordering, and they're waiting a lot of aircraft delivery by the end of this year. There are airlines like Indigo and all, they are already placed the order for the bigger aircraft like A350 and all. So once we start receiving these machines, so I am pretty sure that the fares will drastically go down.
Right, of course, where does the buck really stop? What really explains these high airfares? Are the airlines taking the flyers for a ride? All these questions, of course, remain unanswered in terms of what can really one do? What is the solution to this perennial problem? Thank you so much for speaking to us this morning.
Thank you.